If people are not saying yes to you, they're not hiring you, they're not saying yes to the proposal or buying your program or your product or just even coming to the next step that you have for them, there could be a number of reasons why. In fact, there's 7 reasons why they may not be saying yes. And I want to go through those with you so you can look at where might things be breaking down when it comes to the offers that you're putting out there and how you're bringing people along on that journey to make the decision to work with you. Before I get into that, just a quick intro of who I am. I'm Lisa Mullis, and I'm a brand messaging specialist and a business advisor for service providers, for owner operators of service businesses like coaches, consultants, and creative professionals to help them understand how to craft language that they can use across their website and everywhere else to talk about what they do, as well as simplify marketing so that they can do that while they get busy with clients and projects and so that the pipeline stays active. Okay, so why are people not saying yes? Well, number one reason is because maybe you haven't given them a chance to say yes. Maybe you've actually already decided they're a no. And you've talked yourself out of even putting the offer in front of them in the first place, thinking they're not ready, they don't have the money, they are not the right fit, they're already going to think that this is not what they need. So there's a whole mindset story going on there where you've convinced yourself and decided for them that they're going to say no. That's number one reason. I see this happen a lot. Number two reason is that you haven't asked them. So you haven't even given them a chance to say yes because you actually haven't made an offer. You haven't actually asked for the business. So we think that you putting stuff out there, like putting content up on LinkedIn or wherever you're showing up is putting stuff out there, is asking for the business, but in fact it's not. So maybe you haven't even asked for the business yet. They don't understand what it is that you have to offer. So this is definitely a messaging issue when it comes to down to the fact that they don't get it. They don't understand what it is that you do or how you can help them, or why you are different than what they've already been trying. There's any number of areas along the messaging spectrum that could be causing confusion. They don't understand. And a confused person is never going to buy. They're not going to say yes. They're just going to stay in that state of confusion and just or move on. Number 4 is that you are actually getting ahead of yourself with your offer. So maybe you are making the offer, but it doesn't feel relevant to the person because you've jumped ahead in the whole decision-making journey that they're on. So maybe they're still in early stages of awareness, but you've just like given them all this information about the solution and they have not connected the dots in their mind between the situation that they're in, the challenges that they're currently experiencing, and why they need your solution. So you've just skipped ahead and skipped all of that. That's again another messaging issue. Another reason that they're not saying yes, reason number 5, is that they don't trust you. So trust is a really big deal, especially right now in an era where I heard this the other day that they're calling it like a trust recession. And there's a number of factors for this, why people are feeling more distrustful of people selling stuff than ever before. And part of it has to do with the fact of just the maturity level we're at in the online business space and service businesses selling online and all of that kind of stuff. We just have a more discerning population of people, and you yourself may be more discerning as well. And so just the level of trust has to be there. And this again also comes back to messaging. Are you putting content in front of people and opportunities in front of people that they can get to know you, know who you are, what your perspective is, where you stand, what are your values, what are your core beliefs? Those are very important when it comes to service providers, and not only standing apart from others who are doing similar work, but connecting with the people that you're meant to be serving and really building that resonance and that rapport. Okay, number 6 is that they don't trust themselves. maybe they like what the idea of what you've put in front of them. They like the offer that you've made, but it's been presented in a way that they are not sure that they could actually be successful with it. And so they're not saying yes because of that. So this is yet another messaging. It comes back to messaging around, have you included those bridges between the solution that you create and the transformation that they can have, and have you communicated the next steps for them in a clear, easy to understand way? Or have you overwhelmed them with too much? You know, a lot of people will, especially with bigger services and programs, they may think like, this sounds great, but not right now. I just don't have time for this. I can't imagine it. I tried this before and I wasn't successful. And so have you addressed those objections, those concerns in your copy across all of your messaging? Okay, and then number 7 reason why is kind of related to number 6, which is they don't think that they need it, right? And this could be for a number of reasons. It may be because you skipped addressing the problem, the real issues that they're dealing with right now at this point in time, and just went straight to, well, here's the reason for all those problems, and here's my solution for that, and we skipped the early stage. It could be that they just don't see the value in it because you didn't do a good job communicating why this is so important and how it's different from what they've tried before, and how they can be successful in using your services, your program, etc. So those are 7 reasons why someone may not be saying yes. Do you recognize any of those as the reason for why someone's not saying yes to your stuff? Could be one or more of those things. As I mentioned, a lot of this comes back to the messaging. How are you presenting the content, the information that you have, the solution that you have, the results that you can get for people, the transformation, all of that, right? It comes down to how are you communicating that? At what stages along the buyer's journey are you communicating these elements? And how are people responding to that? If you would like help with this, that's what I do, and I'd love to be able to support you in developing your messaging so that you can get more yeses. There is definitely a way to do that. It has a lot to do with shaping language for conversions, and if you want to know more, just email me or hit me up in the DMs, and let's talk about your situation and see what we can do for you. Okay, thanks again. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.